Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. And today we're going to be discussing South Africa's first ODI that will be taking place against India. It is the Pink Day ODI, so that is something that we are going to look forward to. And we do have a little bit of a pink day over there going for that one to help with um, various causes, including breast cancer. But this is a very important series, I think, from a next phase perspective. And today we're going to be discussing the lineups, the weather report as well. We're going to talk about which players we'd like to see in the lineup. All of those things we are going to cover on today's show. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a couple of things that I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos. I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is on the screen right now, as well as in the description. You get every single issue straight to your inbox. If you subscribe, you get the latest issue as well as access to all the back issues 100% free. I wanted to try and get this magazine out to as many people as far and wide, and give access to all people in this country to cricket, so that they can be exposed to cricket in a easy and relatable and readable manner. So it is adaptable to every single device, so you can access it wherever you are, anywhere in the country. So please go ahead and get yours and get your subscription going right away. I also have got an announcement and something that I also would like to punt, and that is Cricket Fanatics Magazine's Business Corner. Market your business, products, and services effectively and affordably to a cricket audience. We've set up the Business Corner to help businesses market their brand, their products, and their services effectively and affordably to a cricket audience. So if you guys want to do that, please share this with your friends and family, or if you know any entrepreneurs or businesses, so that they can get in contact with us, start a conversation, book a call, or via email to get the conversation going and see how we can help you market your business to a cricket audience. So please go ahead and do so as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video and let's discuss this first ODI between South Africa and India. Very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your preview show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohideen. This is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with South Africa versus India in the opening ODI between the two teams at the Wanderers. So let's first and foremost start with the situation that we are finding ourselves in. Now, South Africa just came off a World Cup and we made the semifinals. We didn't get over the line against Australia. We were beaten quite convincingly and ended up crashing out of the tournament. But there were some positives to take from that particular World Cup. The way we played the game, batting first. And we had some youngsters coming through in Gerald Coetzee and Marco Jansen, which is also very, very good from a South African point of view. But now it's about taking the next step and starting the next phase towards the 2027 World Cup. And that should be the focus from South Africa's point of view in every single ODI that they play right now. I think that there is now an opening spot available with Quinton de Kock having retired. And I think that is something that we can fill. And we need to find a way to fill it. And I think these ODIs should be an opportunity to give someone a chance that can open the batting and can show what he can do with Reza Hendricks. as his partner. I also think that by 2027, maybe one or two other players could retire. So it would be a good thing for South Africa to maybe give some players an opportunity of a year that could be the future of South African cricket, and that could be very integral parts of this particular setup. I think they with the squad they did reward the recent performances in the List A competition domestically, and also went for guys that have already played for South Africa in the past. So you have a bit of a blend of guys that have played international cricket and have been in form in the domestic setup. It so happened to be that those two things matched up, linked up, because the guys that have played for South Africa before did perform in the domestic setup this season. So let's have a look at that squad that was created or that was selected. We've got Aiden Markram as the captain of this team. We've got Riza Hendricks. We've got Rassie van der Dussen. We've got Heinrich Klaassen. Got David Miller, Tony De Zorzi, and Carl Verreynne as your batters. In the all-rounders department, we've got Michlali Mapungwana, Vian Mulder, Andile Pechlekwayo. In the spinning department, we've got Keshav Maharaj, the Bray Shamsi. In the seamers department, we've got Otniel Bartman, Nande Berger, and Lazard Williams. So that is the squad available. Now, when you look at this squad, I think we have a blend here of new talent to an extent, but no debutants really, other than probably Nande and Otniel and Machlali. The rest of the players have already represented South Africa in this format. So we kind of have gone with certain players that did perform well as well domestically. So Carl Verreynne did really well in the List A competition um, this time around, and he's played for South Africa before and managed to knock he managed to get a couple of scores at international level for South Africa in ODIs. Tony De Zorzi played 2 games for South Africa in ODIs. Never really came to the party in those 2 games quite yet, but we know his talent, we know his capabilities. And for me, I think that should be the opening partnership. I think Tony De Zorzi and Riza Hendricks should open the batting. And then you've got the experienced guys. For example, if I look at the squad again, you've got Rassie van der Dussen there at 3, that you could play at 3. You've got Heinrich Klaassen, you've got Aiden Markram, that makes up your top 5. And then you've got David Miller at 6. Now, Carl Verreynne is another player. He won the domestic competition, the List A competition. It's the first trophy in like 6 or 8 years or something like that for Voisin Province. And he was the captain that scored 100 in the final to really take them over the line when the rest of the team collapsed. So for me, I would like to obviously see Aiden Markram. I would like to see Riza Hendricks, Tony De Zorzi, Aiden Markram, Carl Verreynne as your top 4, personally, and then Heinrich Klaassen and David Miller in the other 2 spots. At 7, I would like to see someone like Vian Mulder. At 8, I would like to see someone like Michlali Mapungwana. At 9, I would like to see maybe a debutant in Nande Berger or Nande Berger. At 10, I'd like to see someone like Otniel Bartman. And then one spinner in Bray Shamsi, I would go with, or Keshav Maharaj, one of the 2, to make up your 11. The Wanderers wicket did look like it had some spin to offer if you were bowling second more than when you were bowling first. So that would be an interesting one from that perspective. I would like to also think what I would like to also know what you guys think about that, and what you guys would select in your team if you had the opportunity to pick the side. When it comes to the weather at the Wanderers tomorrow, the games will. On Sunday. Sorry, I forgot that it's not tomorrow. It's on Sunday. When it comes to the weather on Sunday, the Sunday Wanderers, Um, it seems to be where Sunday morning seems to be okay. Saturday off, Sunday morning seems to be okay. So it says sunny over here right through till the evening. So it doesn't necessarily look like there's going to be any rain happening on Sunday. It looks like it's a clear day for cricket. So I don't think there's going to be any disruptions in the match. That is one weather site at least that I checked. And when I look at AccuWeather, which is probably one of the most popular weather channels um, around, the weather does seem to change a bit now and again, which is pretty crazy, as we know. Um, but on Sunday on AccuWeather, they're giving us like a 20 degrees throughout the day. Uh, doesn't seem to be any rain or precipitation on the day, according to this weather report as well. But we know things can change quite quickly when it comes to cricket, and at Johannesburg as well. Sometimes things can change, but it's good to see, and fans will be happy to know that the game will probably go on, and we will have a game uh, there for that match. So ultimately, we want to have a look at certain things when it comes to this ODI team, and I think that experimentation for the next phase of South African cricket needs to start right now. I think we have a perfect opportunity to be able to give some guys an chance to show what they are capable of, to show what they can do, and to show that they deserve a spot in this ODI team and possibly for in that 2027 World Cup. The I have question marks personally over whether Rassie van der Dussen will still be able to make that team in 2027, um, given his age at the moment. But in this day and age, players are playing till quite late in their careers now with modern day sports science, etc. So if players are still in form at that age, I think you pick them on form. Um, but it's good to see that we do have Kyle Verreynne and Tony De Zorzi, and I would like to test them straight away. I mean, why wait? I think it's a perfect opportunity for South Africa to maybe do something like that. Give players a chance to to show what they can do in this format against a good India side as well. I think that it does give us an opportunity to maybe blood in these younger players and get them ready, because if later on, maybe in year 2 or year 3, because it's a 4-year rebuild now, or a 4-year continuation or rebuild, depending on how they're going to approach it. If a youngster does put up a hand, then they can slot in, and now these players like Takal and Tony, who are leaders in their own right at Western Province, they've been leaders. Carl's currently the leader, but Tony's also captained the side before. So you've got two leaders coming into the side in crucial positions in the team, and I think that will give an opportunity for them to be settled. So when the youngsters do come in, they feel like they do have the support from guys like Carl, support the guys from Tony, etc. So it does give us um, it will give us a strong opportunity or a strong chance to fill in the blanks if there are any other spots that open up later on. So I'm also trying to think a couple of years ahead over there when I think about that, because South Africa needs to start thinking about the future as well. They can't just think about the now and winning now. I do think that they have a perfect opportunity to start a mini rebuild, I would say, an add-on to what they currently have available to them, the team that they currently have available to them. It's also a perfect opportunity for South Africa to check out the to check out some of the other all rounders that we have, like Vian Mulder and Mapongwana. There's a possibility for both of them to also, they could also both probably play, dependable on the wicket that they're going to play on, and dependable on what the conditions will be on the day. We could maybe see a situation where we don't play any spinners and we play a full seam attack. That could also be an option with Aiden Markram offering some turn there as well. But we know that the India side and the Indian squad is a very talented team. They've got some excellent players in the squad with KL Rahul. They've got Sharesh Iyer. They've got Ashdeep Singh, Avish Khan, Chahal, Deepak Chah, Gaikwad is in this team. Yadav, Mukesh Kumar, who we've seen now recently as well. Axel Patel, um, Patidar, Sudarshan, Sanju Samson, Rinku Singh, Tilak Varma, and Washington Sundar. It's a very talented team, a very attacking team, I would say as well. And obviously, Kuldeep and KL Rahul are two players that we need to watch out for, as well as Sharesh Iyer. Those are both players that we need to look out for and keep an eye on, because they can be very dangerous and take a game completely away from you. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be an interesting match. Whether we can maybe be brave, and if we win the toss and chase again, it would be a good test for South Africa, seeing that chasing has been a problem in the World Cup. Throughout the World Cup, it was quite a bit of a problem for South Africa. So it is something that we need to look at when it comes to that. When it comes to the last 5 matches that South Africa played against India in ODIs, we've got the 5th of November 2023, India won by 243 runs. 11th of October 2022, India won by 7 wickets. 9 October 2022, India won by 7 wickets. And then in 6th of October 2022, South Africa won by 9 runs. And then in 23rd of Jan 2022, South Africa won by 4 runs. So those were like the last 5 matches played between the two teams. That is before, obviously, that doesn't have anything to do with regards to the South Africa's. That's got nothing to do with the World Cup, of course. Obviously, the World Cup game, they totally dominated us, as you can see, at Eden Gardens, and that was a massive 243-run defeat. That was the last game that we played against them. So it's not necessarily a team that we do really well against in ODIs, and it will be a proper test for South Africa. And it'll be interesting how we face their spinners. If they do decide to play Chahal and Kuldeep, 2 players that completely dominated South Africa in a previous ODIs in 2018. I remember them taking 36 wickets between the 2 of them, Chahal and Kuldeep. They completely ran through South Africa in that particular series. It was very embarrassing to watch. But South Africa did manage to win the Pink Day ODI. It was a 6-1 defeat to India, but they at least got that one victory in the Pink Day ODI, which is at the Wanderers again on Sunday. So it's an exciting match to look forward to, something that we all want to see. So that's something that I think is very important with regards to the match as a whole. Yeah. So next up, I want to just have a look at something from a South African point of view. Let me see if I can just organize that for you guys. I'll read out your comments right now on the channel right now as well. I'll get into it as soon as possible. Let me just see if I can get something for you guys. I think that we should maybe react to Rob's press conference yesterday after the game. Where is it now? Let me just get here. So let me just get into your comments over here. We've got Navneet saying, Holly brother, do you think performances of players should be judged on bilateral series or ICC tournaments because Temba Woman doesn't perform in ICC tournaments? He's only really played one ODI tournament, so uh, that's what we must judge him on how he's played in the tournament. But when it comes to, I don't think we should. I think we should look at it the format separately though. When it comes to the when it comes to ODIs, we need to look at ODI tournaments, but then you can only look at a player every 4 years. So how can you judge a player on ICC events if some of them will only play one? So like when do you then look at them throughout the year if you only get like one every 4 years? So it's tough for people to maybe look at it that in that case, because then if you what you do for the one, you need to do kind of for everyone. And I think at the moment South Africa have been consistent in saying that they're going to take players that are currently in form, and that's what they're going to do when it comes to picking teams. They look at domestic form, they look at international form, and then pick their best team and squad. Khalid, why is I making spin friendly pitches as you know that India have some quality spinners? I don't think it's spin friendly pitches, to be honest. I just think that the way the pitches have been prepared, or the weather conditions, etc., have affected certain things. The Wanderers wasn't necessarily a spinner friendly wicket. I just think that the Indian spinners bowled extremely well. Sam gives his 11. He says Riza, Rassi as his two openers, Markram, Verreina, Klaasen, Miller, Mulder, Keshaf, Bartman, Nandre, and Shamsi. Biggest Mulder says our pace bowlers are concerning for the ODIs. We might play two spinners. It's a possibility that we do play two spinners as well. That is a big possibility in like we did in the T20s. Matt92 says if Rasi is still informed by then we should stick with him, at least see how he does till the Champs Trophy in 2025, and that's how we need to monitor. But we also at the same time, while we monitor, we also need to give other guys opportunities too. That's also very important that we do so, and find that balance. We know what Rasi can do. That's the thing. So, do we need to play Rasi tomorrow? Do we need to play Klaasen tomorrow? Do we need to play even Miller tomorrow? Or could we give some other guys an opportunity to see what they can do in this ODI? Or do we play our best 11, get to 1-0 up, and then try to experiment a little bit? So those are the options that we need to go and look at. Khalid now again base Swanepoel and Michael Pretorius taken Pfeiffer and also scored runs. How can you ignore them? They are better than Andile Bekwaye as he loses his pace totally. While they only did that today, they performed today in the 4-day competition. This is list day. So those players need to do that in list day and then you can bring them up. Andile is not getting picked in test teams. Is the first ODI pink day? Yes, it is. I see Kuldeep causing problems for SA, unfortunately. Always has, and he still does. I hope that we chase a few totals successfully and not have the same problem as the World Cup. Should start thinking about Pakistan 2025 from the ODI side. Yes, we need to go towards that. I think that's the first step. That's the first barrier. We need to try and win that tournament and start to build a team for that tournament. Um, Sam says it's a still problem is chasing. They haven't learning at all. They should focus on chasing totals. Gaurav says our batters have struggled against spin-friendly pitches. Suraj says Indian spinner will destroy Tony Rizzosi. He needs to improve his spin game, man. South Africa should give chance to young future generation players now. Um, Navneet says Harley Brotemba Bavuma does not perform in two T20 World Cups, but that's because he's not supposed to play in the T20s. He was never supposed to play in the T20s. So that those two T20s World Cups, he shouldn't have been selected in the squads in the first place. Gaurav says Andile hasn't performed. How many chances he will keep getting? Tony DeZorzi have some poor records against spinner free wickets for India. Mac 92 says hope to see Mulder, Cow, and Bartman in his 11. Mac Melissa Sam doing Sam things in the chat as per. um, so I want to just go through the press conference of Rob Walter and have a listen to what he has to say yesterday after the defeat. Because I think we'll get some insight from that. Maybe I don't know if there was any questions asked about today or about Sunday. Oh, what am I doing? I'm doing something wrong here. I shouldn't do it this way. Um, I don't want it this way, please. It's presented video file. Okay, let's do this. Go.
See you.
Yeah, good seeing you too. Obviously, things went wrong out there, but why did they go wrong?
Good question. And an understatement altogether. To be fair, it was
Honest.
just a day that we were outskilled, really. I didn't feel that was a 320 pitch. They obviously got off to a flyer. I thought we pulled it back nicely. I thought Keshav bowled beautifully today, along with KG. And yeah, 320 was too much on that deck. And then from a bowling point of view, they put us under pressure right from the word go. Couldn't claw our way back in, and as I said, just got
Wait, what is this? This is the wrong presser. This is the wrong press conference. Sorry, guys. I think this is the World Cup ODI press conference. My bad. Having a shocker today. Let me just get the right one. I sorry about that, guys. That's embarrassing. Your channel. It won't take very long for me to get it, so just bear with me. Okay, here's the right one. I downloaded the completely wrong one. I was like 320. I was like, who scored 320? I was thinking now, like, what the hell? Like, apologies, people. Apologies. I will get the right one for you guys right now. Um, Let me just read some of your comments along. If KG Rabada and Gidi are not fit until Test series, take then young bowling pace trio, Marco Janssen, Gerald Kutsia, and Nandeberg should play together then in the Test series. They probably, most likely will. It is going to look very likely that will probably happen. So let's wait and see if they do go with that. Um, I do think that's probably going to be the attack. Come to think of it, but we don't know what the squad is. Um, I mean, we we don't know which players from the squad is going to be selected for which test. Um, it's something that they're going to probably also make decisions based on the conditions as well. That's definitely going to be the thing. Okay, so let me get the real press conference for you guys, the proper one. The other one was just a test, me testing 1, 2, 3. Um, the one from yesterday's game is the one that I want to show you guys. So let me just get that up on the screen quickly, and see what Rob had to say.
Follow that up with Hines.
How's it, Rob? Obviously, a lot of questions were answered during this. A lot of questions around this T20 series. Were you happy with the answers you got?
I think you're going to get bowled out for 100 and be happy, but certainly we played very well in the Port Elizabeth game, and there were some parts of today that were exciting, but then also other areas of today that we need to brush up on. I don't look with too much worry, because when you're 40 for 4 and the rate gets to 12 and over, those games only end one of two ways. You either get someone who plays an absolute blinder and you win the game, or you lose the game by lots because you have to keep scoring. So the difference or the deficit of the loss, is not the worrying part, I guess. How we sort of responded to the conditions in front of us, we could have done that better. But in the
Oh, you guys, is there no sound again? It's playing on my side. Are you telling me that there's no sound on the video? Um, okay, let me make a MacGyver here again. If there's no sound, then let me just do something else. I don't know why there is no sound. Low voice. Yeah, well, I can't change that. That's the video. Um, I can't really change that for you. I'm okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, but the video I can't change that, guys, because that is just the volume on the video itself. I can't change that. That was how it was given to us. So it is on its highest volume, as you can see.
I think you're gonna get bowled out for 100 and be happy, but certainly we played very well in the Port Elizabeth game, and did. There were some parts of today that were exciting, but then also other areas of today that we need to brush up on. I don't look at the loss in terms of the margin with too much worry, because when you're 40 for 4 and the rate gets to 12 and over, those games only end one of two ways. You either get someone who plays an absolute blinder and you win the game, or you lose the game by lots because you have to keep scoring. So the difference or the deficit of the loss, is not the worrying part, I guess. How we sort of responded to the conditions in front of us, we could have done that better. But in the same breath, our first 2 wickets is a chop on and a run out. One's a bit of bad luck, and the other one potentially slightly poor judgment. And so then you're two down early, and it's tough to chase 200 if you're two down early. So it's a difficult game to sort of put into context, I guess. Kuldeep did bowl well, but he bowled well to our tail on a wicket that was pretty tough from a bounce point of view, and he wrapped the tail up, which you'd expect a good wrist spinner to do in those types of conditions. In there was a bit of bounce and a bit of balls keeping low, so it was variable, made it tough. But again, it's just our response to those conditions could have been a touch better.
Bad toss to win.
Heinz?
Rob, you mentioned it's difficult to contextualize actually what the series means, particularly in terms of the bigger picture and stuff. Is that also a mitigating factor for some of the guys? I mean, you guys obviously went into the series. You tried to, or you told them he has an opportunity to maybe stamp your mark, maybe make a impression and stuff. But it's also hiding to nothing, given the fact that one game was already rained off. And then you basically have two games. So all I'm asking really is it sort of like a mitigating factor, this strange new context that bilateral series operate in, and almost helps people to like argue, listen, don't be too harsh on the younger guys and stuff. They literally had one opportunity, and it doesn't necessarily mean that.
Guys, I think go listen to this on your own. It's on the channel. We uploaded it if you want to listen to what he had to say. Because there's some sound issues with regards to the video. So go and watch that on your own. It's nothing to do with the ODI, so I don't know why I'm playing it for you guys. Let me get into your comment sections a little bit more. Any update on what's the issue with KJ? I heard that it is his foot or his heel. The same thing that gave him issues in the World Cup. That's why Marco came back onto bowl again in the game when people were questioning why KJ didn't come back to bowl, was because he was injured. So it's the same injury that has given him problems. Khalid, is Russell Domingo was a cricketer in past as he got selected as batting coach for Eastern Cape. Russell Domingo is the Lions coach at the moment. Khalid, you're playing 11 for India versus SA first ODI. So I said it would be Riza Hendricks, Tony DeZorzi. For me, I'm going to put Aiden at 3. I'm going to play Kyle at 4. I want Klaassen and I want Miller. And then I want to see Mapungwana. I'd like to see maybe Keshaf at 8 or Vian Mulder, depending on the conditions. Then at 9, I'd like to see Nandre Berger. 10, I'd like to see Otniel Bartman. And 11, I'd like to see Debray Shamsi. So that would be my 11. Matt says Riza, Tony, Aiden, Kyle, Klaassen, Miller, Mulder. Good. Mapungwana, Maharaj, Nandre, and Bartman, very similar to mine. Sam asked, Khalid, have you met players like Brevis, Mulder, Miller, Aiden? How they behave with you? I've interviewed all of them, met all of them. All the interviews are on the channel, so you can actually go and see them in the exclusive section and see how they've been on with me on camera. But I've met all of them also and spoke to them off camera as well, and I have a good relationship with all of them. So we have a good conversation. We get along very well actually, off the field, behind the scenes and behind the camera. So great people, great lads, great human beings, great cricketers. Vishal says, I don't think Mulder is a number 7 batter in limited overs cricket. He will be best utilized if he bats in top 5. He's someone who builds his innings and not somebody who can come and smash from ball 1. You are 100% correct, but I don't think that South Africa will play him in that manner. So that's why I've put him in that situation right now. He is not a genuine number 7. He is someone that needs to take his time in ODI cricket. Sam says, as I've observed after every loss, Rob Bolter looks cool and answers simple answers, not giving reality problem. Yeah, it breaks it down very simply because majority of the time it is basic things that we didn't do well. My India says Dewald, Brevis, Stubbs, Ferreira has to be included in the ODI. I think they need to. I think that now Dewald Brevis probably in the list A competition put up his hand, definitely. He really performed really well. I think Tristan Stubbs performed well this season, and Ferreira needs to, I think, get a little bit more consistency in the list A game. I do think that that Ferreira should get more opportunities in T20 cricket, though. I do think that it's a position that maybe we perhaps maybe lack a little bit of quality in that finishing role, and I think that someone like Donovan Ferreira could fill that role ultimately. So that's something that I'd like to see from that perspective. When it comes to that, Khalid, do you think Classy or Kyle will keep on Sunday? I would give it to Kyle. I think that it's a good option to maybe give it to someone like Kyle Verreynne. I think that Kyle Verreynne is a better keeper than Klaassen, to be honest, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Natural keeper. Klaassen is a good keeper, but I do think that Kyle Verreynne is technically better. So I would give it to Kyle Verreynne. There is a possibility that we maybe don't see Klaassen, and we might see extra all-rounder and also then see Kyle Verreynne play and be the keeper. So that's also another possibility when it comes to shuffling around those players in the lineup. But I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to seeing what South Africa will do and how they will go about their business. Are they going to do anything different to the approach that they had in the World Cup? It would be good to see what Rob is thinking after this World Cup and because I think the lineup will show where his head is at, and I think listening to and seeing what they do will give us some understanding when it comes to that, on where he is in his head with regards to South Africa's future now going into the ICC Champions Trophy and then the World Cup. What do you make of the 4-day performances today? There were some good 4-day performances. I think Michal Pretorius was excellent with the ball. He he basically cleaned up Western Province single-handedly. I do think that David Bellingham batted well to get to 51, but then threw his wicket away. Um, I do think that George Linder batted extremely well, and Kyle Simmons. I think they were excellent. Um, George Linder's really starting to look really good again. He came back from injury straight away and scoring runs. Um, Zubair Hamza got a 98 and got very unlucky dismissal. I don't think he hit that ball. It didn't seem like that. And they gave him out on 98. So there were quite a few great performances. Jefferson Pillay today for the Warriors batted quite well. So quite a few good performances around in the 4-day competition. Can see Calvarena as a long-term successor to RVD at number 3, plays similar kind of cricket as a batter. McMillan says, who will score more on Sunday, Khalid, and how many tears will we cry? India or Liverpool? Liverpool. Mad 92, Michal looks good with the bat too. Yes, he looked very good with the bat too. 86, I think he scored, or 83, something like that. Carl Someone looks promising all-rounder prospect. He should replace Keshav Maharaj after Keshav's retirement. He is a potential option for the different formats, particularly I think in the 4-day arena. But guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos, please. I hope you guys can also subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine Monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. And I would like you guys to please join our business corner and send it to all businesses that you know, entrepreneurs, etc. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend and also enjoy the game on Sunday. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out, everyone.